Welcome to the new topic, that is nothing but the data types. In the SQL, data type specifies the type of the data that can be stored in a column or a variable. If you see this thing, so whenever we describe the table, can you see ID is of type big int. So this is the column. If you see, can you see this is the column and this one is of type big int. So DOB is a column and the value is of type date. You can see here ID, big int, date. Now, when you talk about the data type, data types are essential for ensuring the data integrity. Now, if you remember the normalization topic, the date column should be having dates only. Here you cannot write your name. Here you cannot write your name. So if you remember the normalization says that the particular column should have the specific type of data only. So you are saying DOB and here you are entering the name. So two columns are having date, third column would be having name, this also name, again date. This won't work. This won't work. And who helps you in this thing? Data types. Data types are essential for ensuring the data integrity as they determine the kind of values that can be stored and the operation that can be performed on those values. SQL provides a range of the data types that accommodate different types of data such as numeric values, string values, date, time, Boolean, etc. Right? So how do you add the data type? Now if you can see, this is the table. Bank account is the table. Right? And if we have given ID is a column, DOB is a column. So here also you can see field is nothing but the column. So whenever you describe, it will show you the table description. So ID column, account number column, ACNUM column, ACNUM column, BAL column, customer ID column, right? So whenever you create the table, we'll see in the next session, at that time we need to provide, can you see this thing over here? This thing is nothing but what? Data type. Here int and the varchar are the data types. Int and the varchar are the data types. Remember that. Why they require? To ensuring the data integrity. Remember that each data type, by specifying the appropriate data type for each column or a variable in a database, you ensure that the data is stored and processed correctly. Data type also contribute to optimize the storage space and improving a query performance by efficiently allocating the memory or the disk space based on the data's characteristics. So when you say int, a specific memory would be getting allocated. When you say varchar, only specific memory. So each data type would be storing or occupying some memory, right? Remember that, and which will help you to optimize the query performance. So ID you can make a int or a big int. Depends on the business logic, it depends. But there is a difference. Int and big int, there is a difference in the memory storage. The amount of memory required for the big int is little bit higher and the amount of memory required for the int is bit lower. Getting my point? So data type, you need to remember that ensuring the data integrity, and data type optimizing the storage space. So ensuring the data integrity, here you can say, very important, and optimizing the storage space. How? Because each data type is having specific amount of memory allocated. Okay, now see what are the data types available in the MySQL: numeric types, string types, date and time types, Boolean data types, binary data types, right? Boolean data type and the binary data type. Now, when you talk about the numeric int, decimal, float, double, tiny int, you may go through this page later on. Int, decimal, float, double, tiny int. Varchar, variable length character string. These are the string type. Variable length strings, fixed length strings, right? Text is also variable length strings up to the maximum size. String type, date, timestamp. So date time means date in the full form. Well, whenever we are going to create the tables, we are going to see these things in detail. Date would be in this form, YYY Time would be in this form, timestamp. A timestamp representing a specific point in the time. Then the Boolean type, Boolean or bool, right? Then the binary data types, blob, clob, var binary. If you want to store a huge amount of data, binary large object, PDF. If you want to store a PDF kind of data, you will use blob over here. Or if you want to store image in the database, you'll use blobs over here. So these are just some commonly used data types. Remember that. There are a lot of other data types available in the MySQL. Even if you Google it, MySQL data types, you will see a lot of other data types. But my intention over here is to introduce you to these concepts. Why I have introduced this thing right now? Because in the next session, we are going to create the table. At that time, I'm going to use it. If you want to see the example of the data type, here I have created one example, create table. Presently, you don't know what is a create table. In the next topic, you will understand what do you mean by create table. But at that time, we provide the data type. Can you see int, varchar, decimal, date, time, and the Boolean. And what it means, I have written over here. I hope you have understood about the data type. So when you talk about the data type, memory getting allocated for particular type. For int, separate memory, right? Which will help you in ensuring the data integrity. That is important, right? And the optimizing the storage space. So I have marked it integrity and optimizing the storage space. I hope you have understood this topic. If you have understood, write it in the comment box. If you have any query, also write it in the comment box. Thank you. See you in the next topic.